So we were kind of bored one day with absolutely nowhere to be, and we had an idea. What if we just booked the cheapest flight we could find and went? No research, just show up. I mean, we moved to Europe for this exact reason, right?
So I went to one of my favorite websites besides youtube.com/thedetour, which is Google Flights. And I was just curious, we live in Toronto now. What is the cheapest flight at this moment for about 3 days in June?
And so I got to searching, mostly sticking to a couple of hours or so flights. That's likely the cheapest option anyway.
If you didn't know, Google Flights has a feature where in the destination you can just type anywhere and it'll pull up a world map and give you all the flight prices for cheap destinations, which is how I've been planning our Europe travel so far. But that's what I'm doing to see where is the cheapest destination for us to fly to.
Didn't start off promising, but then $106, $36, $35, then $34. Naples, round trip.
So what kind of flight experience can you expect on Wizz Air for $30? A safety card, of course. A menu that's almost more expensive than a one-way ticket would have cost. Airworks, kind of. And barely enough legroom to fit your feet with a small bag. Is it all worth it? Absolutely. It's honestly not bad.
What a difference it makes being here in tourist season, because a lot more people.
The flight from Albania to Naples was only about an hour, at most 2, but getting our accommodation took a little more work. From the airport, we hopped on a bus into the city, caught a train from the station, then walked the last few blocks. If you've ever stayed in Italy, you know that sometimes checking in isn't as simple as grabbing a room key. It's more like a scavenger hunt. A code opens a lockbox, one key opens the front gate, another opens a building, then another key for the apartment itself. On Instagram, I've likened this to being on Survivor, looking for a hidden immunity idol.
New digs. Let me show you around. I was a little confused when I walked in because the pictures I was looking at on booking.com were the same property management, but not this room. But we got like a whole loft. I'm standing in the library, got lots of books on art and museums and genie lamp. Behind Tony, we have our bed. And down below, we have the living area. This was €261 for 4 nights. And we have a large usable bathroom. I would say not all the usual suspects in this bathroom compared to other European hotels we've had because there's no bidet. But what we lack in bidet, we make up for in full shower door, which is like a commodity.
Here's the thing about Naples. It has one of the strangest reputations of any city we visited. Search it online and you'll see the same words over and over. Dangerous and dirty. But keep reading, and people will say they'd go back in a heartbeat, despite even agreeing with some of what's said about it. So, which is it? Well, when you start seeing this kind of stuff, you start to ask questions. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here, and it's our first night in Naples. Since we haven't eaten yet, naturally, the first thing we're gonna eat is pasta.
You thought I was gonna say pizza, didn't you?
Nothing crazy, we're gonna ease into this. Some genovese for me, and ragu for Sarah. And if you couldn't tell, we're a little hungry, and this smells really good. And maybe a little loopy from our lack of sleep.
Is that good?
It's so good. Woo! You happy to see me?
Smells good. It smells like French onion.
Dude.
Anyway, solid start. The meal costs around €22. Now listen, Naples is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a city that's over 3,000 years old. We're gonna see the architecture, the castles, the ancient streets, important things, educational things. Naples is damn beautiful and old. And being old, it can claim many innovations of Italian culture, like the world's first volcanological institute. Institute to monitor volcanic activity, Italy's first metropolitan railway, and of course, the world's most famous popular prepared dish, the modern pizza. Naples is one of the great food cities in the world, and we like to eat. Clearly. So if you're hoping we somehow visit Naples without spending an unreasonable amount of time talking about food, well, I'm afraid this might not be your episode.
This is what is called B-roll, the sort of footage that inspires mindless platitudes and general statements about great leaps forward and a hopeful future for us. But in reality, it just gets us to the next scene.
So, this morning, we are starting we're gonna get some coffee. It's our first official day in Naples. And then, instead of seeing Naples
above, we're gonna start below. Buongiorno. Parla inglese?
English. Oh yeah. Plain donuts.
Due chocolate?
Due chocolate.
Chocolate.
Due.
Grazie.
Quale?
Okay, Addù Tonya here. Watching me fumble through speaking Italian that last clip was pretty rough, huh? That's exactly why we've been using Rosetta Stone. My goal isn't to become fluent overnight, it's to get past that surface level tourist experience. Because when you can actually say something in a local language, even just a little bit, the whole trip changes. People open up more, conversations get a little bit more personal, and you get pointed to experiences that aren't in a guidebook. That's what I'm chasing here with Italian specifically. So this feature is actually really helpful because I suck at pronouncing things, even in English. It's called True Accent, and basically you speak into your mic, and it listens to you in real time and tells you how close your pronunciation is to a native speaker. Check this out.
Mi cammina.
Cammina. See that? It's not just checking if I said the right word, it's checking how I said it. That's the stuff that never came through for me in a textbook or apps with just flashcards. The other thing I like is I'm not just sitting in early sessions doing colors and numbers anymore. I've moved into lessons that are actually built around real conversations, which is stuff I actually need in Naples. It's not just abstract vocabulary. It's built so you can actually use it out in the world. I use it on my phone when I'm out and about, and on my laptop when I'm actually sitting down doing a full lesson. So however you like to learn, it fits. Now is the perfect time to start learning with Rosetta Stone. Use the link in the description to get an exclusive discount on Rosetta Stone Classic. Came in a little too hot with my Italian. I think she might have thought I spoke it at first, and I just gave her the dumb tourist face after that. Breakfast, 2 cappuccinos, a cornetto, Italy's answer to a croissant for Sarah, and this. I'm still not entirely sure what this is. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me exactly what I ate. Until then, I'm just gonna call it really, really good. Apple should be in it. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're gonna stop talking for a minute and just enjoy breakfast. Naples Underground. We bought tickets online so we could skip the long queue, but it seemed like everyone else had the same idea. Tickets were $21 a person, and as you enter, you venture really deep underground. It's probably like a 10-minute trip just to reach the lower level. It's a long stairway too. Really going underground. We just kept going down and down and down. It is amazing that something like this is built underneath Naples.
It's kind of giving I'm being lured into a trap by the Volturi. You know who the Volturi are?
Uh-huh. That's from Twilight. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they lead tourists underground to then suck their
For
blood.
Some underground tours aren't for the claustrophobic. This is definitely one of them. If tight spaces make your palms sweat, you might want to skip ahead a minute or two. You can only explore these tunnels with a guide, and after about 30 seconds down here, it becomes pretty obvious why. The passageways twist and branch off in every direction, and every tunnel looks similar. One wrong turn, and well, let's just say I'd rather not find out how good my sense of direction really is. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Having to squeeze through here. Oh my gosh. Whew. Really got sucked in the gut.
I guess no one is stuck that.
Not yet.
Okay.
That was fun. A little spooky. That's cool. We were told that beneath Naples lies more than 280 miles of tunnels, an underground maze of ancient Greek quarries, Roman aqueducts, and World War II bomb shelters. Ready for this big reveal? Much of it dates back more than 2,400 years ago. What began as quarries eventually became the aqueduct system that supplied fresh water to Naples until the 19th century. The tour lasts about 2 hours and covers quite a bit more than what you're seeing here, including a Roman theater hidden beneath someone's home. What'd you think of the tour?
Best part was squeezing through the aqueduct.
Yeah. Think it was worth it?
I think it was worth it just to squeeze through the aqueduct.
Yeah. And just across the street, less than a block from the entrance to the underground, you'll find Basilica di San Lorenzo Maggiore. But the church is only half the story. Behind it lies a sprawling archaeological complex with even more hidden treasures. That scared the hell out of me. This is incredible. This is why I paid for another underground tour. So this is only 20 bucks and we get to go to this part of the church, which I really wanted to see. The underground tour that they offer isn't gonna show us much more than what we already done, but at least with this, it's only 20 bucks and you get access to this part of the church and you can see this cool mural that's painted all on the walls and the ceiling. Compared to the underground tour we just come from, this one might leave you wanting a little more, but it differs because it's an archaeological site that was once street level. I don't know, I find something fascinating about that. 100% worth the 20 bucks. And it's 10 bucks a person, like 9 something euros. So 20 bucks for the two of us. What do you think?
It's quiet. Love a self-guided experience.
Yeah. I've always been a little fascinated by the archaeological process because how does that work? Like what happens? Do you just know that a site is there and you go try to look for it and you find just a little piece and all of a sudden you find a little bit more? And then next thing you know, you find a whole underground cavern. I don't know, maybe I'm fantasizing that. More like Indiana Jones. Who else is an archaeologist?
It's probably
Nathan Drake.
Years, decades of your life hoping to find something. Some people probably never do. And then you might find like a bone.
It'd be cool to be the one to discover the origins of mathematics or something, you know?
We're not smart enough for that.
Okay, underground, check. How about some history above the ground? We wandered through the busy streets looking for one particular passage. They say it's supposed to be haunted. But along the way, we had to stop to get Sarah cleaned up. A pigeon shit on her. But luckily, this nice lady was nearby to help wipe it off. That's supposed to be good luck, right?
Sarah,
Yes.
there is a bit of folklore involved in this street. It involves murder, mystery, love, witchcraft, and paranormal activity.
Great.
All your favorite things.
All my favorite things.
Would you like to hear?
Yeah, I would like to hear it.
So, and I'm going to paraphrase this and probably butcher it a little bit. There is a local legend that a redheaded girl, much like yourself, fell in love with a man, much like yourself.
I'm not you.
I'm the
I
man.
thought you were calling me the man.
Fell in love with a man.
Yes.
I'm going to take over from here and explain it a little bit better. Legend says that there's a beautiful red-haired woman who fell in love. But he was killed during an unnatural thunderstorm. Driven mad by grief, she turned to dark magic
Fire burning cold.
and was accused of witchcraft on the Spanish Inquisition.
Witch.
Left to die in the cage, she cursed the town with her final breath.
I curse this place.
They say her body turned to stone, and that her spirit still haunts this passage today.
Ooh, so where's she at?
In here
She's
somewhere.
not. Oh.
They say that her spirit still haunts the street, so sometimes people can feel her presence.
Love that for her.
Also, there is the oldest pizzeria, widely accepted as the oldest pizzeria in
Love
the
that
world.
for me.
That's where we're going.
A pizza is just dough, tomatoes, and cheese, until it isn't. Here in Naples, those three ingredients are treated less like toppings and more like the craft that has been refined for centuries. So if we're gonna eat at allegedly the oldest pizzeria in the world, it only seems fair to understand what separates an authentic Neapolitan pizza from every other. The ingredients and preparation standards are surprisingly strict. In 2004, the Italian Ministry of Agriculture actually issued regulations on how a Neapolitan pizza must be made. Dimensions, crust thickness, ingredients sourced from the Campania region of Italy, a wood fire oven heated specifically at 485 degrees Celsius. There are literally fines, and you can even be prosecuted as a criminal for repeatedly not following these guidelines. All this to say that no matter where you get your pizza in Naples, If they follow the rules, it's gonna be good.
That's pretty damn good. The oil on it. Or grease? Probably oil. It's Italy, not America.
Just took my first bite and I didn't film it. Holy hell, this is good.
Is there a bathroom back there?
Mm-hmm. Naples wakes up surprisingly gentle. Aside from the occasional street sweeper, it's quiet. This is my favorite time to explore a new city. But by 8 o'clock, the spell is broken. Scooters buzz past in every direction, horns become the soundtrack of the morning, and Naples slips comfortably back into its beautiful chaos. If there's one thing Italy does well, there's a number of things Italy does well, but something they do really well is absolutely breathtaking churches. Duomos. This is Duomo de Napoli. We kind of stumbled into it. We didn't really know it was here. We were just walking through and was like, oh, there's a beautiful church. Let's stop in. Turns out it's like the most famous church in Napoli. Absolutely gorgeous though. I'm accepting our ignorance here for not knowing more about one of the most famous Duomos in southern Italy. Truth be told, we don't visit a lot of cathedrals. Outside of Italy, I can count them all on one hand. So we're probably not the best people to give a detailed tour of one of southern Italy's most famous cathedrals. But we did find some interesting information about this one. We won't talk about everything, but the most fascinating thing, aside from the crypt, is the miracle blood. The Duomo houses a vial said to contain the blood of St. Januarius. 3 times a year, the dried blood is brought before the public, and according to tradition, it liquefies. If it doesn't, legend says it's a sign that disaster is coming to Naples.
In the heart of Naples, the city starts to open up. Those narrow, busy streets spread out to reveal huge buildings. One of those is Galleria Umberto, and it's one of the most beautiful indoor galleries, and despite having shops and cafes, it feels nothing like the traditional mall that comes to mind.
We made our way down to Galleria Umberto. It is very beautiful inside. I feel like if they want to revitalize mall culture in the US, they need to build something like this.
It's easy to spend time looking at the statues and storefronts, but the real reason people come here is above your head.
I mean, here I am talking about architecture again, but how could you not? This place is absolutely gorgeous. Another thing Italy does really well is building things, because all these old structures have such intricate detail. And I mean, you obviously have the famous artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo and Raphael.
Let's go.
Raphael, Donatello. I was thinking Ninja Turtles, and I was like, well, if I say it like that, then they're gonna be like, oh, he's just referencing the Ninja Turtles. But the Ninja Turtles are named after these artists, so.
We keep hypothesizing what Tony's midlife crisis hobby will be. It might be architecture. Previously, we've said getting really into fitness or like underwater photography. It might be architecture.
That or a motorcycle.
We're not. Nope, I'm not. Motorcycle's off the table. So we've now been to 4 places in Italy. We've been to Venice, we've been to Orvieto, we've been to Rome, and now we've been to Naples. They're all very distinctly different from each other, so I can't compare them. I've loved them all, but Naples just kind of hits different. You always see on the internet people calling Naples like dirty and chaotic and all these negative words, which I think is how we knew we would love it, because we tend to like those places other people are maybe overwhelmed by. There's just like an energy here where you have to stay alert of your surroundings because there's motorbikes whizzing by and there's all these people around constantly, but it just feels a little more energized here.
Okay, I want to ask a deeply personal question, specifically for all the Italians watching. I haven't felt this personally myself, but there is a strong discourse that people in Italy have a strong opinion of people of color, i.e. they don't like black and brown people. I want to have a real discussion about this, and obviously if we get nasty comments, then that'll answer the question for me. But generally asking from your own experiences, and this is for people of color too to chime in, what do you feel the attitude is towards people of color? Because I've personally really enjoyed Italy. I think I'm trying to become fluent in Italian. Obviously that's going to take like a year or probably longer than that. But at least I'm trying, you know, and I don't know if it's maybe just certain areas or certain cities where this attitude is felt, but I have these maybe preconceived notions of how the attitude will be towards me. And so that makes me a little apprehensive sometimes. And I really don't want to feel that. I want to really just love this country.
We walked near the waterfront to get a better view of the castle, but it was completely closed during our visit. But no matter, it was only a pit stop. Our real goal is to make it to the neighborhood of Chiaia.
So there's this Napoli restaurant that was recommended to us. It's a little ways away. I guess they say it's one of the nicer neighborhoods in Napoli. And we could take the metro, we could take the bus, but since the walk is along the coast, we get a nice view. Having said that, we're probably gonna take the metro back because this is kind of a long walk. We're headed all the way over there.
This little restaurant has been serving classic Neapolitan dishes for over 50 years. It's tucked away in the back corner of the market and easy to miss if you don't know it's here. But once you step inside, it has that unmistakable old school feel. There's no printed menu. Instead, the day's dishes are lined up behind a glass counter, and you simply point to whatever looks good. For us, they quickly answer by serving us the specialties.
Okay, we're learning on the fly here, so it's kind of cafeteria style. You go up, you order what you want. The guys here speak English, which is great for us. Lots of good pastas, lots of fish, seafood, vegetables look really fresh too, so we're gonna try a little bit of everything.
Translated literally, this is just pasta and potatoes and pasta and chickpeas. Simple dishes, but a staple and damn good.
Dating back to the 1500s, the Spanish Quarter was built during Spanish rule to house soldiers and their families just a short walk from the royal palace. And once you know that, the neighborhood starts to make a lot more sense. It wasn't always a place tourists came to explore. For years, the Spanish Quarter had a rough reputation, but today it feels like one of the city's most vibrant neighborhoods. Murals cover the walls, and it's almost impossible to walk more than a block without running into another tribute to Diego Maradona. But it wasn't the street art that stopped us. It was a tiny neighborhood pizzeria doing something we'd never seen before, which is surprising, because remember, if there's one place you don't expect people to mess with pizza, it's Naples.
So we actually stopped in this place because we had to use the bathroom. This is the historic Spanish Quarter. It's right near the mural, so it's a lot of like touristy things. So we figured like, you know, maybe it might be a little bit, but grazie. So we figured this place might be a little touristy, but whatever, we had to use the bathroom, right? We found out, and we got to talk to the owner, he's the guy that just stopped by and dropped off some plates, that they do suspended pizzas, which is really cool.
So essentially, someone can come up and ask if they have a suspended pizza available, and if they do, they'll give it to them. If not, they'll notify any in-need families that are in this area that they have them available, and they can come and claim them. So, great way for us to kind of give back to women visiting. Grazie.
While Sarah was in the restroom, I figured it was the perfect time to ask the owner how the suspended pizza program actually works. He gathered his thoughts for a moment, but then the second he grabbed the microphone, it was like he'd already thought of exactly what he wanted to say. A natural.
Hello, I am Raffaele Esposito, owner of Pizzoteca, Quartieri Spagnoli. Our pizzeria is a bookstore and a pizzeria, and we make one, I'm sorry, how you say charity things? Charity. Charity, okay. We make the suspended pizza is a charity thing for the people can't buy pizza. Every Tuesday we make 20 pizza for homeless and Friday morning 12 pizza for poor. And this pizza is buyed for our guests. Thank you so much.
You didn't start?
No, I came over and asked him. He took the microphone and put the microphone on and said some things. Yeah, a lot happened right we were going.
Our pizza cost €8, the suspended pizza $7. Oh, and we got 2 spritzes. Since we were already nearby, we decided to take the Toledo Metro stop home. Conveniently, we heard the station was worth seeing for the artwork. So, in the name of journalism, we rode the escalator all the way down, then we rode the escalator back up. And down again, for research. I have a habit of wanting to see what a city feels like when it first wakes up. Naples was no different in that regard. So on our final day here, I woke up to try to make it to one of the fish markets as it was opening up. On the way there, I got distracted.
Well, Sarah would absolutely hate this.
At this hour, the only tourists around were, well, me. This feels about as authentic as it can get. Just a short walk from the central station, yet it feels worlds away from the souvenir shops. It's not a huge market, but that's part of the charm. Colorful fruits, vegetables, and spices. Fishermen laying out their morning catch on ice, and butchers carrying around enormous cuts of meat over their shoulders. But one stand stood out to me with just about every kind of mollusk you can imagine. If it came from the sea and had a shell, they probably had it.
There's a bridal party in the cafe. So as good as all that seafood looked, unfortunately I can't take that back with me and carry it around in this heat, nor can I take it on the train or the plane for that matter. So we're just gonna stick with coffee this morning. Just got a cappuccino at this cafe around the corner. Things really start moving around here pretty early in the morning. 6, 7, it was dead. Now it's like 7:30 and people are just active.
In Naples, the line between religion and superstition tends to feel a little blurry. To see a little bit of what that looks like, we booked a tour of the Fontanella Cemetery. It's about €6 a person for a 40-minute tour, and you can download an audio guide from their website. For centuries, people practiced something that translates loosely to the poor souls trapped in purgatory. They would choose an anonymous skull, gently clean it, care for it, even decorate it, praying that the forgotten soul might finally find its way to heaven. And in return, they believed that soul might watch over them, offer advice through dreams, perform a miracle, or maybe just help them pick the right lottery numbers. Among the thousands of anonymous skulls, a few have become local legends. There's the captain, recognized by the dark mark around one of his eye sockets. People believed he was a Spanish military captain, and women would come here to pray for an honest, faithful husband under his protection. Then there's Concetta, better known as the sweating skull. Women hoping to have children would gently touch the top of her skull. If it felt damp, tradition said prayers had been answered. And finally, the Countess. Unlike most of the remains here, her identity is believed to be known. Legend has it she died after choking on a dumpling, a story made all the more unsettling by the fact that her mummified body still rests here with her mouth frozen wide open.
I mean, it is a cemetery, so it's got that creepy, eerie feel to it, but more than anything, it's fascinating. You're surrounded by thousands of skulls and bones, all out in the open. Every skull here belongs to someone whose story was largely forgotten besides the few we've mentioned. And that's because Naples was devastated throughout the 17th century. In just 100 years, the city endured political revolts, repeated famines, deadly epidemics, earthquakes, and multiple eruptions from Mount Vesuvius. The death toll became so overwhelming that many of the victims never received a proper burial. Instead, their remains were brought into these underground caves.
I kind of liked the setup of having a tour guide, but then also having your own audio tour. Sometimes I get distracted with the tour guide if other people are talking and I can't focus. It's always nice, and they kind of let you go, not at your own pace, but like a little bit slower than sticking with a group.
Valeria was our tour guide.
Yeah.
She was very nice. She is still learning English, which was way better than any Italian I could speak, so she was great. But also, it was way more expansive than I thought it'd be.
All the skulls you see in the boxes are ones that miracles came true from the families who had put wish, I don't know, is wish the right word? Their asks, hopes and dreams.
Yeah, hopes and dreams. They say it's forbidden, but there's still people putting coins and whatnot on the skulls. Like in our tour group, there were a couple ladies that snuck a coin in there for fertility purposes, I'm assuming, since that was the skull for that.
Naples has no shortage of street food. There's cuopo, a paper cone overflowing with whatever happens to be coming out of the fryer that day. Seafood, ravioli, croquettes, french fries, even chicken nuggets. We gave it a try and it was solid. But the street food that completely won us over was something else. Pizza fritta. Imagine pizza dough stuffed with cheese and fillings, folded over, then deep fried until it's golden and impossibly crispy. And the best one we found wasn't at some famous restaurant. It came from a tiny mom and pop shop just a block from where we were staying.
Hot pizza, hot pizza, 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 hooray. Hot pizza, hot pizza, pizza, pizza party. Boys and girls, it's a pizza world. Hot pizza.
Grazie.
By the way, I flashed their Instagram up on screen, but all of our locations will be in the description.
I bring you flowers when I can bring you giant fried pizza.
True. Especially when you're semi-hungover. Oops, what would I like more?
Yeah.
Pizza.
A bouquet of pizza or a bouquet of flowers?
Bouquet of pizza.
Okay.
I have to admit that pizza fritta didn't appeal to me when I first heard about it. The thought of eating an entire deep fried pizza scared my stomach. But it was actually really freaking good. Deep fried and greasy. 10 out of 10.
Is it good? Can't even chew because it's so hot.
There's one Italian food that should be popular in the US. It's this. First of all, pizza. Second of all, fried. It literally tastes like something that should be at a state fair. And I don't know why. It's not more common.
So what did Naples teach us? For starters, never judge a book by its cover. People say some pretty harsh things about this city online, and while there are pieces of that reputation you can understand, that's nowhere near the whole story. Naples is unapologetically itself. Loud, gritty, full of character, and maybe it isn't for everyone. We loved our time in Naples, and you may not, but that's okay too. Because the point isn't to see the world the way someone else tells you to. The best parts of travel usually aren't the places everyone agrees on. They're the ones you fall in love with for yourself.
Pizza.